could you control minus a couple of times?
Yeah. Okay. So welcome to another week 4 match. So on seat 1, we have Charlie. Seat 2, we have Manjith. Seat 3, we have Caleb. And seat 4, we have Santosh. So without further ado, we will begin. Charlie, here's your first question. So part of Ophelia's bouquet in Shakespeare's Hamlet, which flower's name comes from the French word meaning thoughts? Its species epithet tricolor refers to the flower's 3 main colors, white, purple, and yellow. Its heart-shaped petals were also thought to help heal a broken heart, so it was also known as heart ease. Ten seconds.
Pass.
Okay, Manjith.
Pass.
Caleb.
What did Charlie say again?
No, he passed.
Just passed.
He passed. 3, 2.
I'll pass.
Okay, Santosh.
Pansies.
That is correct. These are pansies. We get the first point. Charlie, your second question. So what is the surname of the Manson family member Linda, who was the designated driver in the family's crime spree that resulted in the slaying of 11 people, including Sharon Tate? In music, a band takes its name from a surname. Ten seconds.
Wilson.
No. Manjith.
Pass.
Caleb.
Pass.
Santosh.
Is it Melvin?
It's not Melvin, sorry. All right, this is Kasabian, K-A-S-A-B-I-A.
Oh, damn, I knew
Wow.
that. Shit.
Linda Kasabian, yeah.
Tough.
Manjith, set of 2. The Saji family is one of the richest Asian families. They have built their fortune on which product that was famously endorsed by a fictional character named Bob Harris. Akira Kurosawa and Francis Coppola were both hired to do a 1980s ad for this company. Ten seconds.
Raymond.
No. Caleb.
Suntory whiskey. Suntory.
Yes, that is correct. Suntory whiskey. Portrayed in the film Lost in Translation. Manjith, in order to pay homage to the place where it was discovered, which dwarf planet is named after the matron goddess of the island of Hawaii, home of the Mauna Kea Observatory. This was the first of the IAU recognized dwarf planet to be discovered since Pluto in 1930. Ten seconds.
Pele.
Common guess there, but not quite. Charlie?
Haumea.
That is correct. Well done. Haumea, H-A-U-M-E-A. Okay, Caleb, 2 questions for you. So although a German war medico with the first name Klaus designed these shiny long boots in the 1940s, its sales only picked up after its adoption by right-wing skinheads and bikers in the late 1960s. In the 1990s, these boots came to be associated with the grunge fan base. What eponymous British band thus became associated with these leather boots? Ten seconds. 4, 3.
Is this Jackboots.
Nope. Manjith?
Pass.
Pass. Charlie?
Doc Martens.
Yes, that is correct. This is Doc Martens. Done. All right. So Variety Magazine have released a list of films that are frontrunners for the 2022 Oscars. The biographical film King Richard, where Will Smith plays Richard, is one of them. So what is his last name? The story starts off by showing Richard living in Compton, California, with his 2 daughters and other family members.
Oh, Williams.
Yep, Williams is correct. Santosh, your turn. What is the 9-letter term to refer to 1 million nuclear deaths in music? A band takes its name from this term.
Megadeth.
Megadeth is correct. Death without the A at the end. Okay, so on January 29 this year, who became the most recent Australian woman to win the singles title at the Australian Open? This current world #1 formerly played cricket and even represented Brisbane Heat at the very first women's BBL competition.
Ash Barty.
Yes, Ash Barty, 2 or 2 4. Well done. That's end of round 1. Charlie, here's your question. So Devki Nandan Khatri penned his iconic work of historical fiction in 1888, believed to be the first modern Hindi novel. The novel that tells the ballooning love story between heirs of 2 warring kingdoms came back to popular consciousness in 1994 after it became a mega budget project helmed by Nirja Guledi. So which novel is this?
Pass.
Manjith?
Chandrakanta.
Chandrakanta is correct.
Nice.
Next question, Charlie. Which German physicist known for his circuit laws coined the term black body radiation in the 1860s? A solution to this in 1900 helped to gradually give rise to the field of quantum mechanics.
Kirchhoff.
I'm sorry?
Kirchhoff.
Yes, that's correct. Gustav Kirchhoff. Manjith, what style of or which style of pizza flips around the traditional pizza by beginning with double-proofed dough perfectly fit to a square pan? Pioneering restaurants of this style ingeniously took blue steel pans, usually used as drip trays, to hold small parts or scrap metal from nearby automobile factories as a frugal alternative to the posh pizza oven. So what pizza style?
Chicago.
No, not quite. Caleb? 3, 2.
Did deep dish?
No, not quite. Santosh?
Detroit style.
Yes, that is correct. Detroit style from the automobile factories there. Okay. Manjith, El Floridita is a historic fish restaurant and cocktail bar that became a literary circle, thanks primarily to Hemingway, who went here for his dikins. Located on Calle Obispo in which city would you find this establishment that was also frequented by authors such as Graham Greene and John Dos Passos?
Havana.
Yeah, Havana it is.
Nice.
Caleb, which key postulate of quantum mechanics gives the probability that a measurement of a quantum system will yield a given result? It is named after the German physicist who, along with Fritz Haber, gave his name to a cycle used to analyze reaction energies. Along with Heisenberg, he also formulated the matrix mechanics representation of quantum mechanics in 1925. Ten seconds.
I'll pass.
Okay, Manjith.
Dirac.
Dirac, no, not Dirac. Charlie?
Born.
Yes, Max Born is correct.
Nice.
Max Born. Caleb, born in Canada to an American father and a French mother, and holding citizenship of all three countries, who is the last French woman to win the singles title at the French Open. She also won the 2005 Wimbledon's mixed doubles title with Mahesh Bhupathi.
Moresmo.
Nope. Manjith? 3,
Pass.
2. Okay. Santosh?
Pass.
Okay. Charlie?
Pass.
Okay. So that's next. So this is Mary Pierce.
Oh God.
This is Mary Pierce. Santosh, set of 2. Inspired by a series of paintings by Claude Monet, which American artist decided to create his own series of color lithographs of the Rouen Cathedral. The use of Ben-Day dots in his work helped recreate the impressionist cliché of the image becoming clear as you move further away from it. In seconds.
Roy Lichtenstein?
Yeah, of course. Roy Lichtenstein.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Next question. So, with a whopping 16,800 episodes till date, which DD show is India's longest running on TV, running since 1967? In 2015, this informative show, targeted at the rural populace, shifted to a dedicated channel as promised by the NDA before coming to power.
Pass.
Pass. Manjith?
Pass.
Caleb?
No, pass.
Charlie?
Pass.
All right. So I'll just type out the answer for you. This is Krishi Darshan.
Used to
Krishi
be.
Darshan. Okay. All right. 2 rounds done. Charlie. The Jesuit missionaries Antonio de Andrade and Manuel Marquez were the first documented Europeans to visit which location in 1624, traveling in the guise of Hindu pilgrims to Badrinath and then proceeding onwards to Mana, which even today remains the last inhabited village before this territory begins. Ten seconds.
Kashmir.
Kashmir. No, not Kashmir. Manjith. 3, 2.
Kailas Manasarovar.
Not quite. Anyway, I'll give you wrong. It's not correct. Okay, Caleb.
Pass.
Santosh.
Tibet?
Yep, Tibet is correct. Well done. This is Tibet.
Sure.
Charlie. On the tentative World Heritage Site list for the Apatani cultural landscape, which valley in Arunachal Pradesh plays home to one of India's most eco-friendly festival. The festival is inspired by the animist fate of the Apatani tribe and coincidentally is lauded for its no plastic policy.
Pass.
Caleb.
Pass.
Manjith.
Pass.
Santosh.
Pass.
All right.
Just give me one moment. I need to plug in my laptop because the
Sure.
battery is dying. Yeah, really sorry.
Sure. Okay, so this is the Ziro Valley, Z-I-R-O, which plays home to the Ziro Music Festival. Okay. What was the name of the group of revolutionaries who led a revolt against Tsar Nicholas I in 1825? Although it proved unsuccessful, it has lived on the name of a band. 10 seconds.
Cossacks.
Not the Cossacks. Caleb?
The Decemberists.
That is correct. This is the Decemberists. Manjith, next question. Which point and click choice-based adventure game tells different narratives of the story of corruption in politics in 12th century England? One can play as young boy Jack, Tom the Master Builder, and brother Philip in the village of Kingsbridge, where you decide the fate of the characters and change the events from Ken Follett's original book. Ten seconds.
Pillars of Hercules.
Nope. Caleb?
Pillars of the Earth.
Yes, Pillars of the Earth. Sorry, I couldn't get that. It's Pillars of the Earth. Caleb, your turn. Because of its orbital similarities and contrasts, which dwarf planet named after a deity has been regarded as anti-Pluto? This was a major consideration in selecting its name, as the deity was the Etruscan equivalent of the Roman god Pluto. It is believed to have named a race of ugly, malevolent, human-like creatures in high fantasy. So you can give that race as well. Ten seconds.
I'll just try orcs.
Yes, that is correct. Orcs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just the orcs. All right, next question. So which singer was presumably left hurt after his version of the title song for the James Bond film Thunderball was rejected in favor of Tom Jones's version? Film composer David Arnold describes how they had a choice between a gruff Welshman and the rockabilly king, with the producers going for the option that would fill out the British criterion.
Johnny Cash.
Yes, Johnny Cash indeed. Santosh. Part of Ophelia's bouquet, which flowered with a regretful name, is the symbol for bitterness, thought to be the cause of most abortions in that day. Ophelia gives this flower to Queen Gertrude and keeps some for herself. It was also used by the church to sprinkle holy water on its followers, thus its alternate name, the herb of grace. Ten seconds.
Camellias.
No, not camellias. Charlie.
Pass.
Manjith. Caleb.
Pass.
All right. So these are called rue. R-U-E.
Oh.
Rue
Oh,
flowers.
wow.
Okay, Santosh. The world's top two richest Indonesians, Robert Budi Hartono and Michael Bambang Hartono, built a fortune building judum and selling what specific product made only for adult, of which they are the world's third largest producers. Its native name refers to the crackling sound it makes.
Clove cigarettes or Kretek cigarettes?
Yes, exactly. That is correct. Clove cigarettes.
Wow.
3 rounds done. Charlie, come to you. The crystal adorned white swan pump worn by Bella Swan during her wedding in the Twilight series, and Carrie Bradshaw's refined blue satin heels called hangisi worn by her in the Sex and the City are two of the most iconic designs by which luxury shoe brand, named for the Spanish designer behind them.
Manolo Blahnik.
Yes, that is correct. Manolo. Stratford-on-Odin was both a literary circle and James Joyce's nickname for the Rue de l'Odéon in Paris, that housed Sylvia Beach's iconic library. It was destroyed during the Second World War after Beach denied books to Nazi officials. So which library/bookstore is this, which published Ulysses in 1922?
Um,
10 seconds. 4.
I thought it was just called Odeon, but
No, not quite. Manjith.
oh, no.
Pass.
Caleb.
Shakespeare and Co.
Yes, Shakespeare and Company. That is correct.
Sense.
Manjith, 2 questions for you. After the success of her collaboration with Mark Ronson on a Grammy-winning album Back to Black, which singer was slated to sing the theme song for the Bond film Quantum of Solace? There were rumors that Dame Shirley Bassey's No Good About Goodbye might be used as a theme song as well, but in the end, the White Stripes were picked as the artists.
Adele.
Adele, no. Charlie?
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, that's correct. Amy Winehouse. Manjith, your next question. Part of Ophelia's bouquet, which yellow-flowered plant of the carrot family was regarded as an emblem of false flattery. A plain with these flowers is where a long-distance race was born in 490 BC. In the Middle Ages, its seeds worked as appetite suppressants for fasting pilgrims, thus becoming symbolic of things that appear to give sustenance but don't. Ten seconds. 4, 3.
Marathon.
I'm sorry?
Marathon.
Yeah, I'm told to accept that as an answer. It's also be called a marathon. So it's a fennel. The Greek name is marathon. So, yeah. Okay, it's correct. Caleb, which memoir written by an SS Oberscharführer would be the basis for 2 films, the second starring Brad Pitt? The memoirist was a member of the team that made the first ascent of Eiger's North Face, and he later ended up in Tibet as a means of escaping internment at the outbreak of the Second War.
Harrier.
I want the film. I want the memoir.
7 years in Tibet.
Yes, that's the one I want. 7 years in Tibet. Located at the periphery of the Loktak Lake in Manipur, which is the world's only floating national park. It is the only natural habitat of the dancing deer or sangai, once thought to be extinct.
I will pass, but I really want to know the answer.
Okay, Manjith.
Pass.
Santosh?
Pass.
Charlie?
Pass.
All right, so this is the Kabul Lamjau National Park. This type it out for you, right?
Wow.
Kabul Lamjau National Park. Okay. Santosh, 2 questions. In 2005, which New York City restaurant offered entire pizzas for 5 cents, their 1905 price, to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the first pizza sold at its original location? It has been recognized by Pizza Hall of Fame as the first pizzeria in the US.
Is it called Rays or Famous Rays? Something like that.
No, not quite. Manjith?
Pass.
Charlie.
I think I've been here, but I don't remember. Pass.
Okay. Caleb.
No, I can't remember. Pass.
Right. This is Lombardies.
I have been there. Great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I was a little kid, but that's, yeah.
Okay, Santosh. So another front runner for the 2022 Oscars is which Jane Campion film shot in rural Otago, New Zealand, but set in Montana? It is based on the 1967 novel of the same name by Thomas Savage. It won Campion the Silver Lion for Best Direction at the Venice Film Festival and features Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst, and Jesse Plemons.
The Power of the Dog.
Yeah, Power of the Dog. Okay, so halfway through, Caleb and Santosh tied on 8. Charlie close behind on 6 and Manjith on 3 points. Charlie. Willie Lott was a tenant farmer who worked the 39 acres around Flatford that made up Gibbons Gate Farm and lived in an attached cottage. The additions made to this cottage in the late 17th century, including a brick bread oven attached to the right gable end, can be seen in which famous 1820s painting, originally titled Landscape Nude.
Christina's World.
No, not Christina's World.
Oh,
Manjith?
that's my guess.
Pass.
Pass. Santosh?
Pass.
Okay. Caleb?
The Haywin.
Yes, Haywin by John Constable.
Nice.
This is the Haywin. So this is primarily a text-driven adventure game in which players make decisions as they make their way west to claim land in the Willamette Valley. What game is this that shares its name with a 3490-kilometer long wagon and immigrant route in the US?
Something from my childhood I do remember. The Oregon Trail.
Yeah, that is correct. Manjith. When the Netflix show Squid Game became the most watched Netflix show in September 2021, the sales of which American brand slip-ons reportedly grew a whopping 7,800%. Worn by all the players in the games, these white shoes have seen a resurgence on almost 45 years after they were first brought to the market by its eponymous founder. Pass. Santosh.
Has he passed?
Yeah.
Okay. Are these vans?
These are vans. V-A-N-S vans. Okay. So another front runner for the 2022 Oscars is which coming-of-age comedy drama featuring deaf actors Marlee Matlin and Troy Kutzer as the parents of a girl who is not deaf. The 4-letter name of the film is an acronym for a description of the young girl with respect to this very unique situation she shares with her parents. Ten seconds. 4, 3, 2. I'm passing you, Charlie.
Coda.
That is correct. C-O-D-A, Coda.
Child of Deaf
Child
Adults.
Yes, Child of Deaf Adults. Caleb, which TV show with an estimated 150 million viewers began airing in 1982 on DT and became privately produced by Plus Channel since 2010? In 2002, it became the first show in the world to implement the same language subtitling system, developed as a way to improve literacy through entertainment.
Well, Dora the Explorer.
No, not quite. Manjith? 3, 2.
Chitrahar.
Yeah, that is correct. This is Chitrahar.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, this is Chitrahar. Okay, Caleb. The world's richest man from Nepal, Binod Chaudhary, built his fortune selling what specific brand after importing it from a Thai company in 1984?
I think this is Red Bull.
Red Bull. No, not Red Bull. Sorry. Manjith.
Pass.
Santosh.
Tiger Balm.
Not Tiger Balm. Charlie.
Singha?
Not quite. This is the YY instant noodles.
Oh.
YY noodles.
Yeah.
We're all in different, wrong industries.
Okay, Santosh. Almost 300 years before Andrade and Marquez reached Tibet, the Italian Franciscan friar Odoric of Pordenone claimed to have visited Tibet. Odoric's dubious record was later plagiarized and popularized by which memoirist, whose travels was one of the widely translated works of his age and was extensively referred to by Christopher Columbus. His work helped spread the usage of the term crocodile tears as well.
I'll say Marco Polo.
Not Marco Polo. Manjith? 3, 2,
Pass.
passing. Charlie.
Pass.
Caleb.
Pass.
All right. So this is Sir John Mandeville.
Yes.
Sir John
Sorry.
Mandeville. Okay, Santosh, your quantum mechanics question. Which city gives its name to a collection of views principally attributed to Heisenberg and Bohr regarding the meaning of quantum mechanics? It was in this city where during the mid-1920s, Heisenberg had been an assistant to Bohr at the institute where they helped originate quantum mechanical theory.
Cologne.
Not Cologne. Manjith?
Pass.
Charlie?
Copenhagen?
That is correct. Copenhagen.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Copenhagen.
definitely.
Copenhagen interpretation. Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. So Charlie, Caleb, and Santosh tied on 9 points now. Okay. Beginning of round 6. When discovered, what did Michael Brown first name the dwarf planet Gong Gong? For its presumed color, based on his assumption that it may be a member of the icy collisional family. The two-word name was appropriate because by that time, Brown's team had discovered 7 other trans-Neptunian objects.
Blue dwarf?
Blue dwarf, no. Manjith.
Pass.
Caleb.
Pass.
Santosh.
Snow White.
Snow White is correct. Snow White.
Oh, wow.
And then dwarf.
Wow. Well, I'm never going to forget that one.
Okay, the 2022 Wimbledon will be a 55 years since a British woman won the singles title at the Grand Slam. What is her name? Her win in 1977 was extra special since it was the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Wimbledon Championships, as well as the silver jubilee year of Elizabeth II, who attended a rare Wimbledon final.
Yeah, what's her name? Adams.
Adams. No, sorry. Manjith.
Pass.
Caleb.
It's Wade.
Yes. Virginia Wade.
Yes.
Virginia Wade.
A British
There's a
woman
team
won
there
last year. Raducanu won in 2021.
No, she didn't win. She didn't win Wimbledon.
Oh, that's right. You're right. She won the US Open. Sorry.
Okay, Manjith, your turn.
But she came. She was there. I could see her face. Sorry.
Okay. So, which show that aired on BB between 1972 and 1993 featured child actress turned host Tabassum interviewing famous Bollywood and TV personalities. The 5-worded title of this show, India's longest running talk show, is the same as that of a 1978 Rishi Kapoor movie with the hit song Manu Bhai Motor Chili. Ten seconds.
Pass.
Caleb.
No.
Santosh.
It's called something like Ek Choti Si Baat or something.
Ek choti si baat. No, not quite. Charlie.
Pass.
All right. So this is a show called Phool Khile Hai Gulshan Gulshan. Gulshan Gulshan. Okay, Manjit, your turn. While the 14th Dalai Lama's flight to India in 1959 is well known, lesser known is his predecessor Thupten Gyatso's flight to Mongolia in 1904. This flight was necessitated by an expedition led by which Kaiser-i-Hind and Star of India awardee, who supposedly exceeded his orders from Lord Curzon to settle disputes over the Sikkim-Tibet border. Ten seconds.
Jameson.
No, not quite. Caleb.
Pass.
Charlie.
Pass.
Santosh.
Pass.
Okay, so this is Francis' young husband.
Oh.
So he was sent there to settle disputes and instead he murdered Tibetans there. So, okay. Caleb. In 1930, while on a drive with a fellow artist in the town of Eldon, Iowa, the then unknown artist spotted a small 504 square feet house. He found the house to be captivating, especially because of the 2 arched windows in the upper floor. Which painting, housed at the Art Institute of Chicago and named after the house's architectural style, resulted?
American Gothic.
Yep. American Gothic. Depicted as part of Ophelia's bouquet, which flower's botanical name comes from the Latin bellis, meaning pretty. It is so called in English because its petals open during the day and close at night. In Hamlet, Ophelia picks up and sets it down without giving it to anyone at court, suggesting that there is no innocence or purity.
Daisy.
Well done. Daisy is correct.
Nice.
Okay, Santosh. In 1993, this French designer saw one of his employees applying red nail polish, and he picked up the varnish and painted the soles of a prototype red, which eponymous luxury brand's iconic heels with red lacquered soles, called Pigalle, thus came into the market, referenced by J-Lo in the title of a 2009 single. 10 seconds. 4, 3.
Balenciaga.
No, not Balenciaga. Sorry, Manjith.
Pass.
2. Okay, Charlie.
Louboutin.
Yes, Christian Louboutin.
Ah,
Santosh, the title of what game series of turn-based tactical role-playing simulation grand strategy war game refers to the 14th century historical novel by Liu Guanzhong? It is set in the turbulent years towards the end of the Han Dynasty and the subsequent tripartite division of China among the states of Wei, Shu, and Wu. Ten seconds.
Battle of the Three Kingdoms.
No. Manjith.
Pass.
Caleb.
The Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah, this is a romance of the
Yeah, I definitely played this game.
Okay, nice. Charlie, your turn. Another frontrunner for the 2022 Oscars is which Kenneth Branagh movie named for a city. The film chronicles the life of a working class family from the perspective of their 9-year-old son, Buddy, during the trials.
Belfast.
Yep, Belfast. The world's richest man from Japan, Masayoshi Son, built his fortune creating which investment giant? In 2007, its telecom division began using a white Hokkaido named Kaikun in its commercial campaigns.
SoftBank.
Yeah, 2 on 2 for
Nice.
Nice.
Right? The EPR paradox was a thought experiment in which was argued that the description of a physical reality provided by quantum mechanics was incomplete. So name any one of the 3 scientists who co-wrote the 1935 paper that pondered over this question. One conjecture also connects this paradox to the concept of wormholes seen in many sci-fi works.
Einstein, Podolsky, Rosen.
Yeah, that's the
Nice.
Okay. In 2003, who became the last American to win the men's singles title at the US Open. It would end up being his only Grand Slam title. Since then, no American has won the men's singles title, although Sloane Stephens won the women's title in 2017.
Andy Roddick.
Yeah, 2 on 2 for you as well.
Wow.
Caleb. Holocaust survivor Yael Denur wrote the book House of Dolls. In it, what term did he use to refer to the brothels located within the Third Reich concentration camps? In music, a band takes its name from this term.
Dresden Dolls.
No. Manjith?
Joy Division.
Yep, Joy Division is correct. Next question, Caleb. In 1954, Simone de Beauvoir penned the Romanesque to show a close-knit group of French intellectuals, herself, Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, with whom she hung out in 1940s Paris. Which novel, whose title also named their intellectual and literary circle? It is inspired by the scholar bureaucrats from a particular country.
Mandarins.
Yes, Mandarins.
Nice.
Santosh. Which is the brightest trans-Neptunian object after Pluto? This dwarf planet is named after the doubly appropriate, in English, named creator of humanity and god of fertility in the myths of Rapa Nui, the native people of Easter Island, and was chosen in part to memorialize its discovery shortly after Easter 2005. 10 seconds.
Are these called moais?
No. Manjith?
Pass.
Charlie?
Make.
Yeah,
Make.
make. Yeah,
Damn
that's
it.
correct. Make. Done. Santosh, next question. Although that claim is disputed by Colombian towns of Loro and Lopez de Mecay, which town, located 15 kilometers away from Cherrapunji in Meghalaya, holds the Guinness Book of World Records entry for the wettest place in the world after receiving over 1,000 inches of rain in 1985.
Pass.
Manjith?
Mausinram.
Mausinram is correct.
Wow.
This is Mausinram, and we come to the final round. Caleb leading with 14 points. Charlie close behind on 13. Santosh on 10 and Manjith on 8 points. Here we go. Charlie, which Swedish pop band consisting of siblings were slated to record the theme song for the James Bond film GoldenEye, but eventually changed the chorus and released the song as the Juvenile? Tina Turner then belted her way through the GoldenEye theme song to Britain.
Roxette.
Nope. Manjith?
Pass.
Caleb?
Pass.
Santosh?
Ace of base.
That is correct. Ace of base.
Wow. I thought they were Dutch.
I did not think they were siblings, but
Okay. Charlie, according to AVPN, to make what type of pizza are the following things mandatory? A wood-burning oven, San Marzano Roma tomatoes, and mozzarella made from the milk of water buffaloes raised in the marshlands of Campania and Lazio.
Margarita.
Margherita pizza? No, not quite. Manjith? 3, 2,
Pass.
pass. Caleb?
Pass.
Santosh?
Neapolitan?
Yes, Neapolitan pizza.
Ooh.
Both of Charlie's directs. Okay. Manjith, what structure described in an origin myth book of Genesis, which was used to explain why there were multiple languages in the world, was the subject of 3 paintings by Bruegel the Elder? The version in the Kunsthistorisches Museum in Vienna seems to also depict Nimrod, who may have had this structure built.
The Cigarette of Babylon, which inspired the Tower of Babel. So, a Cigarette of Babylon.
Caleb?
Isn't this the Tower of Babel?
Yeah, this is Tower of Babel. I didn't want I wanted Tower of Babel. Yeah. Manjith.
But it's Nimrod, right? And it's
No,
the
this
real
is
thing.
no. The question was which may have inspired Bruegel. The Bruegel painting is Tower of Babel. So, okay. So, which residence, tourist spot in and religious location in Arunachal Pradesh is the second largest monastery in the world? It was founded by Mera Klama Lodre Gyatso in 1680-81 in accordance with the wishes of the 5th Dalai Lama, Nen Nguyen Lobsang Gyatso.
Tawang.
Yes, Tawang Monastery. That is correct. Last 4 questions of this. Okay. Not to be confused with a hotel or a composition, what is the primary theme or concept of the pizza Quattro Stagioni? 25% of the pizza pie usually has artichokes, 25% has tomato or basil, another 25% has mushroom, and the final 25% has ham, prosciutto, or olives.
Mm,
10 seconds.
I pass.
Manjith.
4 Seasons.
Yes, that's correct. 4 Seasons pizza.
Oh God, Vivaldi Quattro Stagioni.
Okay. considered a spiritual successor to the Prince of Persia series, which took inspiration from the novel Alamut by the Slovenian writer Vladimir Bartol, based on the historical Hashashin sect of the medieval Middle East?
Assassin's Creed.
Yes, Assassin's Creed. Okay, last two questions of the quiz. Santosh, here we go. Which band wrote the song Man of War in the mid-1990s during the sessions of their album The Bends? This was meant as an homage to James Bond and was even submitted for its use in the 2015 film Spectre. However, it was rejected as it would not be eligible for the Best Original Song, among other things.
Radiohead.
Yeah. Radiohead. And last question for you. Announce of the quiz. So, born as an extension of Cambridge University's Apostles Society, this literary circle included writers and philosophers such as Virginia Woolf, John Maynard Keynes, E.M. Forster, and Lytton Strachey. What was this circle called? Named for a highly fashionable London West End district that is home to a namesake publishing giant.
Bloomsbury Group.
And with that, you win this quiz. So, Caleb
No.
finishes first.
Second.
That's also a win point.
win.
That's also a win point there. So Caleb
Okay, cool.
the first. Santosh
Great
comes
stuff.
to win with 14. Charlie close behind on 13 and Manjith on 10 points. So that's